Right now, there is a group of people that is treated with tremendous hostility and hatred. This group not only has to face the hand that they have been dealt with in life, but are purposely and purposefully left out through no fault of their own. We as a society treat people with disabilities as a different species rather than a member of a human race. A disability is a functional limitation that may interfere with a person's ability to walk, hear, talk, see, think, and learn. Having a disability does not make an individual strange, yet people with disabilities are facing societal disadvantages almost every day. It's simple. People with disabilities are not different than anyone else. Students should try to pass the bill of the Office of International Disability Rights Act that will treat disabled people more fairly. The reason why this is such a big problem is that people around the world are isolating disabled people from different things. For example, there are schools and jobs that are excluding disabled people based on their differences. People with disabilities want to work. However, there are some who exclude these unique individuals from their hopes and dreams. An employee with disabilities may not be able to work at a pace comparable to other employees. Society should be more patient and accept these disabilities. That way, we can avoid social prejudice about the disabled. It may take longer for someone with a physical disability to move equipment, while someone with a mental disability may take longer to read. If this is the case, the company should provide the disabled with a different position rather than not accepting them at all. The disabled have a lower percentage of being employed. This clearly shows that disabled individuals are treated unequally during employment. In the article, Fear of the Disability Con, nearly 60% of disabilities feel that others question their disabilities, that the stereotype of disability con extends to visible disabilities. If the government somehow educates the public, then no one will question the various disabilities that exist. Although some countries only started hiring people due to the Americans with Disabilities Act. Since this act was enacted, a change did occur, but as of now, hurdles are appearing and disabled are still facing discrimination. Even though individuals with disabilities feel excluded from society, we have the tools to help fix this issue. In 1990, the Americans with Disabilities Act was established. This was a civil rights law that prohibited discrimination based on disability. The United States has come a long way to support people with disabilities. However, we need more legislation like this act to make sure people with disabilities are not discriminated against, and the United States needs to focus on educating the public through outreach programs. The best thing we can do as a society is to simply educate ourselves about fellow members of our species. The ADA has benefited the disabled in many ways. It has prohibited discrimination against employees along with job applicants who have a physical or mental damage. It truly has affected the disabled and helped them through their life. However, the public does not acquire enough knowledge about the ADA or disability rights. The government can somehow provide classes for the public, or the public can educate themselves. Disability rights are a huge topic worldwide, and somebody needs to come to a specific understanding of them. Some never think about how people who face daily struggles continue to preserve and live life to the fullest. I was diagnosed with a severe hearing loss in my right ear at the age of 11. Unfortunately, this was due to an unknown cause. I wear hearing aids to help me through my days. Just because I have this disability does not make me different than any of you. I may struggle with the same learning as everyone else, but I'm still capable of completing the same work. I have experienced discrimination before due to my disability of having a hearing loss. I had tried volunteering at different places. For example, I applied to be a volunteer at Chalk Hospital. They asked if I had any disabilities, and I had mentioned my hearing loss. Once they found out about this, they did not take me in as a volunteer. I felt disappointed, but in the end I understood because I had to deal with patients in a hospital, and my hearing could have affected the environment in many ways. I have not applied for any jobs yet, but looking into the future, I must prepare myself for obstacles. The United States has done an outstanding job of incorporating the disabled as well as treating the same as others, but it is not clear for the certain accommodations that should be given. The ADA has different requirements for the state government and places of public accommodation. The state and local governments ensure that these programs and services are available and accessible to the disabled. For example, in parking lots, there are always handicap spots available for those who need it. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 61 million adults in the United States live with a disability. The specific goals of the disability rights movement is to have equal opportunities, safety in transportation, employment, and education. At the Seattle airport, individuals are raising awareness of hidden disabilities. The Seattle-Tacoma International Airport appears to be the first in the nation to offer such a solution. green lanyard printed with yellow sunflowers that symbolize a hidden disability such as dementia, hearing loss, post-traumatic stress disorder, or autism. This is a very convenient way for people to know if these customers need more help. However, more states should do this in order to educate the public. The United States has done the best they can to incorporate disability rights. There are so many disabilities around the world that the government can only do so much to benefit them. If the ADA did not exist, then there may be a fight for a higher amount of disability rights. However, the ADA does not clearly state that the accommodations need to be made. The law largely leaves it up to businesses to figure out how to accommodate employees and customers with the disabilities. Because of this, the disabled are being left out, and this bill must be passed. Individuals with disability are no different than us. They have hopes, fears, and dreams. I believe that we as a society owe it to the disabled community to educate ourselves. We need to gain a better understanding of all the disabilities that exist around the world. By doing this, we create an opportunity to involve disabled individuals in more activities. As long as they feel included and part of their community, they will feel as equal as everyone else. There are important key steps which include ensuring that these human beings can get in work and stay in work. Ladies and gentlemen, people with disabilities are simply human beings like the rest of us. The very least we can do is to learn and accept these amazing people and make life just a little easier for them. We can call on all governments, organizations, social groups, and others to create funds dedicated to supporting and recognizing issues of disability rights. By creating these funds and supporting the issues of disability rights, people will come to acknowledge and educate themselves. We can get people to send letters to their government representatives to initiate the Bill of Office of International Disability Rights Act that will educate everyone about disabilities. Even though the ADA law exists, we can pass the Bill of Office of International Disability Rights Act. With this bill being passed in the United States, a change can happen for disability rights. Many people are unaware of the ADA law until they are told about it. If the government adjusts the way that they demonstrate the public, then people will be attentive. Together, we can show the world that these people are not people with disabilities, but with determination.